Good morning, guys. Welcome to a gloomy morning. But I had some things on my mind this morning that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and it pertains to a little bit of this Ned Fulmer situation, but also just this overall concept of idolizing influencers. This is something that I've seen for a really long time on social media. I've talked about it some, but with the Ned situation kind of unfolding before our eyes, and by the way, I did see the Try Guys response video. I thought that it was a very good response. I felt all three of their emotions very clearly through my screen when I was watching the video, which is not always an easy thing to do. So I kind of felt how all three of them were feeling, and I feel like it was a different set of emotions for each of them. But it was a very good video, very well done, and like I said earlier, I think that they're going to be just fine continuing on with content by themselves. I think that it will be a new chapter, but it will also be kind of like a reset for kind of like leaving this situation in the past and just opening up a brand new chapter for all of them. And I think that people are really excited because they had nothing to do with it. And obviously they were working on things behind the scenes way before things were reported on. So I didn't ever think that they fired him because the mainstream media was talking about it. I felt like things were going on and they just weren't quite ready to address it, but that's just my opinion. And obviously, they kind of confirmed that in their video, but I will link their video down below, but that's not really what this is about. Since I talk a lot about family vloggers on my channel and influencers, I see a lot of YouTuber and influencer idolizing going on. Idolizing influencers is a problem for a lot of different reasons. But when something like the Ned situation unfolds, you hear people a lot of the time say, "Oh, he was such a family man. There's no way this could have happened. Not Ned, not the family guy." Some people were not shocked at all. And then you have the other people who were genuinely shocked and in pure disbelief. And I think the people that were in genuine disbelief until they saw a lot of proof and heard a lot of different confirmations about it, until they heard multiple different confirmations, and once they realized that, Ned was no longer working with the other Try Guys, that's when they kind of started to realize, okay, this is actually true. But this idolization of influencers has to get better. It has to. There is no reason why any influencer should be idolized. And I'm going to tie this back to family vloggers, since I talk about family vloggers. I hear a lot with Dougherty Dozen, the Ballinger family, It's Our Wonderful Life. Her stans found my video because she kind of addressed my commentary in her video, and her stans that think that she's just the best person ever found my video very easily, which that's completely fine. People don't like me. I don't like certain people. That's just the way the internet works. But with a lot of these people, I see that idolizing their favorite family vlogger. And you'll see it with Alicia and these other families where it's like this wholesome image is put out on their channel, and if and when something is uncovered, it's pure disbelief. And I will go back to the quesadilla video. Y'all remember the quesadilla video? When that video came out, even though there were a lot of people that saw the issues, recognized what was going on, and saw it for what it was, there were also a lot of people that were just claiming that I'm taking things out of proportion. Oh, there's no way. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're taking things out of context. And it's because these people think that Alicia is the best person ever. And the Dougherty channel is the most wholesome. And if you see actual evidence of something that's problematic, it's undeniably problematic, and you still go on the defense to defend someone exploiting their children, subjecting them to things that they shouldn't be exposed to, lying, cheating, all of these kinds of things. If you defend those actions that 99% of people would agree are bad, chances are you're idolizing that influencer. And as crazy as this sounds, I have had an interaction in the past where I felt like I myself was being idolized. And that is so weird to say, and some people might call me crazy. I'm not going to go into the details of it. But I felt so weird and so awkward because when you come across people online, there is such a thing of just being nice and being appreciative of someone talking to you or someone sharing an opinion about you or your content. But if it crosses that line, I've already told y'all, I'm out. Like, I gotta go. I can't. I just can't. It's very, very awkward. People on the internet are very weird. Sometimes, not saying everyone is, but I mean, come on, I think we all know that there are a few people out there that are just very weird. The thing that I don't understand about idolizing influencers is, why are you idolizing someone who shows you only a small part of their day? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And when you are shown what goes on behind the scenes, whether it's intentional or unintentional, you literally deny something that is pretty much agreed upon that it's bad. Like for me, I've come across certain YouTubers during my time watching all kinds of videos from all kinds of different people, and I've enjoyed their content, but if they do something that is bad, I can step back and recognize that that's a bad thing. I don't have like blinders on for these YouTubers who at the end of the day, they say they love you and they're your family and all this kind of stuff. Like, we know that that's all bullshit now, right? Like, can we at least come to that agreement? YouTubers don't love people that they literally don't know who's watching. If someone's on the other side of that screen and they're a, who hasn't been caught yet and kills children and animals, like, no, you don't love them. Like, you literally don't know who's watching your channel. So the whole love thing and love bombing and y'all are my best friends and all this kind of stuff is manipulation. And I think that it works on some people because it feeds into that parasocial relationship that some YouTubers have with their followers. And once this whole Ned thing kind of all fell apart and everything was being exposed, it made me think of idolization from the stance of fans of family vloggers. Some of the things that these people will come into my comments and say and defend is actually a little bit scary. Like, why are you defending someone putting their child on the internet with no clothes on? Like Nikki Phillippe's child. There were literally people that wanted to defend her putting her child on the internet with no clothes on. You cannot tell me that you're defending something like that if you don't, unless you idolize that YouTuber. And I know that with the Dougherty family, that quesadilla video was only a small insight into some problematic things, but just the fact that people were so quick and eager to deny what was going on there was kind of one of the points that I can really remember clearly, where I was like, oh, okay, so people idolize, like they actually idolize the Dougherty Dozen. It's just super crazy to me how you can watch this content and continue to yell and scream at people about how their opinions are wrong, which that's your right to say someone's opinion is wrong. But if you're excusing things like children being treated unfairly, having all of their information blasted. Now, I want to touch real quick on a video that she did the other day where it was a vlog of a day in the life. And my God, it was a 2-hour vlog and it was so boring. And the reason it was boring is not because of her necessarily, but just a lot of dead air. Like, why not trim it up? And if you're literally just like standing in your kitchen, not saying anything, cut that part out or speed it up. It literally made me want to fall asleep. But she was on the phone with the doctor for, as she calls him, the bonus kid, because he was evidently injured playing football. So she gets on the phone with the doctor and says his first name and then bleeps out his last name. But she has so little care. That was literally to only appease the people who tell her that oversharing is bad. And the reason that I say that is because over on Instagram, she has tagged his Instagram page multiple times that is under his full legal name. So don't act like you care on a vlog when you're over on Instagram promoting a child's Instagram, because reminder, he is a minor and he is very young, and that Instagram is under his legal name. Speaking of idolizing, there are people that are idolizing this child. It's very clear that Alicia knows for a fact that when she puts this boy in TikToks or on Instagram, her engagement is better. So he's featured very often because she knows that people have idolized this child and they have become obsessed with him. And if you were one of those people who requests videos of him playing football and him, more content with him and more TikToks featuring him and TikTok trends, but specifically requesting this child do those trends, you are weird. You are a weirdo, and in my opinion, you are very creepy, specifically asking to see more of this child. Another thing that really made me laugh was she went and got an ice maker to put outside her child's bathroom so the boys can have an ice bath after football practice.
The boys now have an ice maker in their bathroom so they can take ice baths after football practice. Yeah, totally normal. Normal, right? Let's see what the girls' room looks like. Dun, dun, dun.
Now, let me just say something. Any other time, don't really care. But let's talk about investing in an ice maker before you invest in actually fixing that damn bathroom door that was vandalized by one of your children. And I know that people, especially the Dougherty Dozen fans, they hate when I make commentary about her house or this and that. If you're going to put it out there, people are going to have comments about it. So if you don't want people having an opinion about the vandalism that's on your bathroom door, then stop showing people your entire house. Keep that out of the vlog. If you don't want people to have an opinion about it, don't share it with the internet. The internet is a very opinionated corner of the world in general. Everyone has their priorities, and I just found it to be interesting, bare minimum. And I know she said, oh, Nana's going to paint that door and blah, blah, blah. How about no adult except adult supervision, and you have the child who vandalized the door fix the door? That's a genius idea, in my very unpopular opinion. I also talked the other day about how these twin boys look very sad, and a lot of y'all agreed. That being so well known and so agreed upon, and Alicia knowing that this one twin boy of the set is really having a lot of issues, I was hoping that Monday's mini vlog would have been spent with this child, who obviously needs some one-on-one time, but it wasn't. It was with one of her bio kids. Instead, was having a rough day and didn't want to go to school, so Alicia allowed him to stay at home.
This is one of our daily battles. No
What
luck.
is Sporty like?
Pikachu.
Ask that question.
You ready, Bo? Oh, he's locking us out again.
Nah, I'm holding those again. What else is yours?
Bodie, come on, honey. We gotta go to school. We gotta take Harley to pre-K. Do you want to go see her pre-K? So, Bodie is my 5-year-old with, and he's having a day. Like, he's just having a day. I can tell where he's just in sensory overload. I could force him to school, but I know he'll just cry and have meltdowns all day. So it's one of those days where he's just happier and more content at home. You know, I always think of like adults. If we're having a rough day, we take like a day, like a mental health day. Like, I do the same thing for my kids. You need a day, you take a day.
Now let's rewind a few weeks ago when one of the twin boys did not want to go to school and he was having a rough day. And instead of allowing him to stay home and play with toys and hang out and have a quote mental health day, she made the child go to school.
Jordan, come on, you gotta get dressed. You got school.
Seriously? Can I stay home?
No. Got school.
I don't want to. Can I? My belly hurts at school though.
That's anxiety.
Now he's exhibiting signs again of needing some one-on-one time, and what happens? Nothing. The other child gets a mini vlog, other child gets to stay home. So this is the thing, when you're putting so much of this content out onto the internet, people are going to start to put the puzzle pieces together and catch on to, why is this child being treated a little bit differently? What's going on here? If you're going to have 12 kids, you're going to have to also realize that by signing up for that, you should know that those kids are also going to need, some one-on-one time once in a while. Like I said, at this point, I might be a little bit hyper-focused on it, and if I am, oh well. But those twins need something special. And Alicia claims that her and Josh sit down all the time and talk about the kids and who needs special care and who needs blah, blah, blah. But I just don't see some of the kids getting that special care. And that is my opinion as a viewer of her content.
So while Josh was here, and usually during his lunch break, we kind of like debrief on any of the kids who are needing anything, like whoever we feel needs extra emotional support, whoever needs this or that. We kind of just like go over what's going on with the kids at any current moment. So we did that.
And it hurts. It just hurts my heart to see these twins. They just look sad. So either way, I know that got a little bit off track, but I just had a lot on my mind this morning, and I think this idolization of influencers, I'm not sure if it's ever going to stop or get better, but once you stop idolizing these figures online, it can also allow you to kind of take a step back and look at them for who they are. And they're just imperfect people. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is, nobody has it all put together. My main issues with most of the family vloggers that I talk about, even though, I talk about stuff that's not that big of a deal sometimes, it's usually to stop portraying this wholesome image. Because if you're portraying a wholesome image and then something like the quesadilla video comes out, the mask slips. So what are you going to do? When you're making this wholesome family content and then subscribers get a peek behind the curtain, it's hard for you to say, oh, well, I'm just human, I make mistakes, because you portrayed this wholesome image, this image that, you were a great parent trying to manage all of these kids, or, even if it's just one or two kids. I don't know. It's just all, in my opinion, it's just a tangled web of crap. That's all that it is. So either way, I will continue to share my thoughts about everything, but yeah, stop idolizing influencers. I know that most of my subscribers don't do that, but just a friendly reminder. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.